Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. First of all, I want to thank very much Rafael and the organizing committee and the travel agency associations for allowing us to be here. I think that as a supplier, and speaking on behalf of the rest of suppliers, to be here is an honor, and I think that they give us also the opportunity to learn what you want, what you need, and what we can offer. When the organizing committee actually called me and asked me to do this little speech or short speech that I'm going to give on sustainability, actually I was thinking before that it would be better if they would allow me to talk about my new logos and my new sales results, etc. Because speaking about sustainability in a car rental company is a big challenge. But I love challenges, and I'm going to try to explain you in some minutes things that AVIS Budget Group is committing to in terms of how to manage and how to work with sustainability. This is, and I agree with Mark in one of the first sentences he said, this is nothing to joke about. I think that sustainability, we are talking about building a great future for our kids, for our future generations. And we have a big responsibility working on that respect. It's nothing to joke about, but it's something that you can have fun with. Meaning that if it's part of your beings, if you're part of your genes, if it's part of your culture, it becomes something that is easy to do. Okay? Let me set the scenario. This is what is going to give you the relativity of what I was meaning in terms of why is it a challenge. AVIS Budget Group, one of the 3 global car rental companies, together has 2.5 million vehicles. Almost 2 million our own and 0.5 million on our franchisee agreements, our franchisee companies. If we look at the amount of pollution that these 2.5 million vehicles are producing, it's huge. Okay? So, as I said before, we put in our culture that this is something that we need to work on every day. Why? Because we have a commitment to our customers, we have a commitment to our society, and because of that, in the year 1997, we became the first company to be carbon neutral in the world. Carbon neutral doesn't mean that we will not produce carbon, but that, as Marco was very much emphasizing, we are part of this working group, worldwide working group, making sure that by 2015 we will reduce the emissions by 50%. We are part of that work. Since 1997, just to give you some dimensions, we have offset 198 million tons of CO2. And just to give you a dimension, this will mean that the CO2 that is produced in 18 million trips of the Eurostar between Paris and London, or the equivalent to the 200,000 air balloons going around. So we're not talking about a small dimension, we're talking about a big dimension of reduction already. Always taking into consideration that in our fleet and premises, this is part of our culture. Our fleet people, when they buy fleet, they have very tough standards of what is the fleet that we are buying now. I mean, we have standards, and every model that is the consumption is above certain standards is disregarded. We don't buy that car. Our station managers, our people in the stations, in the 10,000 offices that we have all over the place, they are responsible of energy saving. And I'm just going to give you a very practical example, myself. When I'm leaving my room, I'm always switching off the light. When somebody is leaving a computer on, we switch off that computer. So we make sure that we save energy. And I know that maybe there are questions about the electric cars at the moment, but one thing that we have started to do very heavily in the car rental industry is to start introducing hybrid cars in our fleets. And what do we do? Some practical examples. In our offices, we are installing low consumption electric technology, light sensors, so whenever there are rooms that are not used very often, we make sure that the lights will never be left on. We have thermal insulation in our offices. The water, you can imagine 2.5 million cars are being cleaned every day several times. The water we use for that is not normal water. It's recycled water, but it's water that we collect from rain. And all the paper is recycled. We do not throw any paper out without being recycled. Petrol. Our petrol pumps are constantly being updated. We have the new saving systems, and we are certified in the ISO 14001, which is the environmental management system that we are yearly audited to make sure that we comply with this in terms of petrol. Everything that we do in respect of the worldwide, in respect of the green environment, we have. You can find it in this webpage. We have avisgreenerworld.com, where every activity that we put in place is reflected. We are in an environment at the moment where some of our big customers will reject to work with us unless we have a green approach. And this is something that we're taking very serious. Some projects, just to finish, some projects that we're taking at the moment, these are just 4 examples. In Switzerland, we are doing the Lead the Way with Methane project. So we're making sure that we don't, in some cars, we don't use any more petrol, normal petrol. We use methane, which is contaminating less. In China, we are investing a lot of money ourselves in a project to make sure that we stop using coal in to heat our facilities, and we do it with electricity instead. Similar project in Indonesia, where we are investing in the windmills installations. And in Europe, and especially in the UK, we are in a big project at the moment where we are replanting trees to make sure that our kids in the future will have a green environment. Thank you very much.